being on a movie set? Did you enjoy
it was rigorous for just committing myself to another challenge, so Lionsgate, Pepsi, Temple Hill, our writers and our director did a great job of just kind of being patient with the actors that were on set. I'm excited for everyone to see it. June 29th. Now I got to start doing drops for for everyone to go see it. So I'm just excited to kind of integrate that just artistic expression. So it's fun.
Kyrie, what's the audience that you're hoping that will come out and be drawn to this movie?
I feel like it hits different audiences. It's just really family-oriented, a lot of life lessons in it, an incredible cast, just real subtle comedy as well as some great, timely comedic moments. So I'm looking forward to the reception of, that it garners, and I'm excited that I got to be part of this amazing project.
Kyrie, did you find out you were going to Boston during the filming of the movie?
Yeah, I did. I was actually filming a dance scene, and I left out. Of the club that we were shooting at, and I had to decompress for a quick second. Then, kind of there was just like energy shift. When I went back and did the dancing scene.
And being traded to Boston made you feel like dancing?
It's a dancing scene, so
Kyrie, how are you feeling? How's your knee? How's everything?
I'm feeling good, man. Just it was gonna be a process coming back. Just making sure I'm healthy enough for September. So. Just try not to push it too hard. Just taking my time with the rehab and just feeling good.
What was that process like for you? Obviously the playoffs, that's what players live for. That's what you want, and to not be able to be as an active participant in that. What was that whole process like for you?
I mean, it sucked, man. It's just you work extremely hard to be able to play really well on that big of a stage, and the identity of our team was really forming at that time after All-Star break, and to kind of have something like that unexpected, was hurtful because just a lot of what I wanted to accomplish with our guys and individually as one of the leaders of the team, it kind of had to take a rest, and I had to really be an outsider looking in from that standpoint. But I was still around. It just obviously it wasn't going to feel the same, but I was just so proud of our guys and what they did. They passed a lot of expectations, and I couldn't be more proud of them.
What do you say they passed a lot of expectations? Is there anything you learned about this group that maybe you didn't know before and kind of watching from a distance?
For me, I'm just glad that everyone got to see how special they were on a bigger stage. I have been talking about how great they were. Some of their numbers particularly probably didn't look as appealing, to the outside looker, but they were always locked in. And then when they were afforded the opportunity to take the reins of the team, you saw them take full advantage of it. You saw guys that literally are going to be stars in this league for years to come. Obviously Terry he's a starter in this league, and now that turns into an unbelievable dynamic. JT and JB, and you watch Marcus come back, and the first game he's back from coming out missing a few months with his thumb, and he's diving on the floor already. That's the type of attitude and effort that you would love to be a part of, and of course our anchor Al, and then now getting my man Gordon back. So I'm excited, man.
How excited are you about next year, knowing how far the team went without you, your man Gordon?
That's what makes it even more exciting, and the challenge is now we have championship pedigree. They have experience. Our young guys that sometimes other young guys in the league aren't necessarily afforded, and they gained a lot of experience, and now it could only help us going forward. But it's going to be practices are going to be high intense, and that's what you want as a competitor. So I'm looking forward to that.
Kyrie, what kind of things are you able to do now physically? Are you able to kind of run yet? Or
no, I'm not running yet. It's a process. I'm on the floor doing some running activities, but I'm not running on the treadmill or anything like that. Me and my strength and conditioning coach, we're taking it one day at a time. I think around this time it's probably 15 weeks until the third week of September. Not that I'm thinking about anything, but So I'm excited to just really utilize this off season to dedicate myself to my craft and things outside of it.
Kyrie, what would happen go back to 14 and even just last year for yourself? You get into this time of year and you're fully expecting pretty much anything can happen.
What do you mean? like.
Yeah, when LeBron came back to Cleveland, and then just last
Oh,
year
yeah,
was
yeah.
a situation where anything can really happen over the summer.
I mean, I'm truly grateful to be able to speak with management as well as our coaching staff, and we pretty much have open dialogue with the direction we're going in, and we all feel confident that we all have something to offer here, and the fact that we're even having those conversations, I'm a part of it. I'm thankful for it. So obviously, it's a business at the end of the day. Ownership and management, they're gonna feel what's best for our future, and I'm fully supportive of it. So we'll see what happens.
As a player such as yourself who's been around the league for a while, this time of year, to have that type of relationship with management where you can have that kind of dialogue, how much does that help this time of year, particularly when you hear rumors like LeBron maybe coming to Boston and that kind of stuff, to really,
It puts things at ease. Obviously, the speculation from the outside it's inevitable. So you don't really try to control that narrative. You try to focus on what's important, what we need for going until next year, being aware of who we have now and what we're capable of, and things that we need to kind of fix or get done, and just go from there.
Have you guys had any conversations about just the LeBron rumors out there?
No.
Have you had any discussions about your future beyond this coming year? You get a greater sense of self-determination after this year, but have you talked about that at all?
No.
What's your hope? What's your desire?
Well, my hope is that maybe we could limit it to maybe one question a day about what I'm doing next year. So, I mean, that's my hope, but obviously I can't necessarily control that. So, but I think that you guys can feel my attitude is really just redemption next year. Really integrating myself with our team again and really focus on winning a championship. That's the only thing I'm really worried about. Until I get to that point, then I can't really clearly concise answer any questions, So I'm pretty sure management and I will have a talk, but that talk won't happen now.
Kyrie, if you go into next year and you're on a one-year deal, essentially, do you think that'll affect the team or you adversely at all?
For me, I think it's unfair in terms of putting responsibility and also putting that communication with other guys. And the focus is solely on winning a championship next year. So I don't think it'll necessarily have an effect. I'm doing my best to kind of deflect all that and focus on what's in front of us.
What the roster is currently constructed, do you look at it as, whenever you get to camp, you've probably never played in that competitive of an atmosphere?
No, I've played in some high level.
Practice-wise.
Yeah, practice-wise. I played in some high level environments, man. So I think that the greatest thing is that it doesn't necessarily happen in the NBA as often. Usually you're in like USA or the All-Star game or something like that where you have a lot of other good and great players. But now that we're in an environment and we can challenge one another, and the game kind of seems easy for us because now no one's going to be going at JB as hard as Gordon is, or no one's going to be testing Gordon when he's coming back and integrating himself back in like JT is. Because at the end of the day, we're all competitors. We all have come from being the best player or one of them at a certain time and place, and we want to showcase that. Them playing well was only beneficial for our team. Only beneficial. I love that they have that belief in themselves because they saw it firsthand what it's like to be on that big stage. It's only good for the experience.
What's your reaction to the finals? I mean, you played with a bunch of those guys. You played against those other guys. Just what was your take on what you saw?
It's just the Warriors are just, man, they're that great. You see in a game 3 in Cleveland, and you see the difference on why KD is so special. You see it 43, and then you see 12, 11, 10, 10, 10, 10, and the year before, and playing them in 2016, they couldn't necessarily get away with a game like that. And they've afforded that of integrating all that team environment, and now adding a very, very special player. Just a big fan of what he does out on the floor.
One thing, you are eligible for an extension this summer. I'm just wondering, does your injury change at all how you look at that, even though you have to put some money on the table?
No. Contractually or financially, it just wouldn't make any sense.
Gary, some fans were kind of wondering about Game 7, you not being there, and Danny said you had some kind of nasal surgery.
I did.
What
I
went into that?
had a deviated septum from an elbow I took in 2014. So it was about time I got that fixed, and I was hoping to be back for Game 7, but I was at home with my daughter and my dad.
Kyrie, what's important to you
going forward this year and beyond next year, personally and professionally?
I would say just the consistency, authenticity, and honesty, from everything that we're doing as a team and an organization, and doing something bigger than myself. That's what we all compete for. I really just can't wait to see how we all, kind of feel going into the summertime when we get together. Obviously, I'll definitely put together a few camps for us as the summer continues. But I mean, they deserve the vacation time, man. I gotta still get to work in terms of what I gotta do to prepare. So, just leave those guys alone for a little bit, then we'll start getting back into it.
And you obviously feel like that's what you have here in Boston, authenticity and all of that.
For sure. And young guys that literally have that drive, they have that desire to be great, and I couldn't be more proud that they experienced. I mean, they went to Game 7 of the freaking Eastern Conference Finals.
All right, last question.
Kyrie, if there was an opportunity to have you reunited with LeBron James, is that something you'd be open to or against?
I mean, like I said, in this business, I've kind of experienced it all, and I've seen a lot. So, we'll see what management decides.
Great.
What was it like to see the movie? Like, see yourself, and I'm sure you've seen it by now.
Just
the final product.
I mean, you guys know I overanalyze everything, and I can sit there and talk about it. So it's just like, it was great to see it, but I'm really critical over myself. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.